Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Aboriginal Outlaws. I'm the Sugar Bear.
I'm Johnny B.
As you can see, we're a little low on some melanin this week, but it's fine. It's our Pride Month episode.
Yeah, I'll breathe real hard into the mic.
There you go. And I'm really happy to have her on for the very first time. My chosen sister, Chanel Cook. How you doing?
Hi.
Coming back from yoga.
Yeah.
I love how yoga people have to have the food on their clothes. Like, you got a slice of pizza right there. They're just like, that's why I do this, because I really love my breakfast sandwiches. Mm-hmm. I need those. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we get it. You know?
Yeah.
It's that carb intake. You got to take that in, you know.
Got to power the machine.
Downward facing dog a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely going to cut back on a lot of carbs, but I'm also going to watch the soy. Because I'm going to look at what I ingest now. I've been trying my best to not consume high fructose corn syrup of any kind, whether it's high or low. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just try not to have any corn syrup or soy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not soy?
Because it's not good for testosterone.
Really? That's like soy sauce or just like soybeans?
Doesn't it all come from the same place? Silly?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How often?
How often what?
I don't know. What's your regular intake of soy for you to be like, I need to
Honestly,
get off it?
at my house, a lot.
So you just soy sauce on everything?
My kids fucking love soy sauce. I have like 4 jars in the cupboard ready to go, but that's good for them, not for people with testicles, unfortunately.
Coconut aminos?
What's
Yeah,
that?
you can use aminos. That's what I use. Aminos?
What's a coconut?
It looks like soy sauce.
I'm not gonna miss it.
No?
It was just another thing where I'm like, fuck it. Yeah. And I'm trying to watch the gluten a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit,
That's
yeah.
good.
But I did have chicken nuggets earlier, but I'm like, oh, okay, then I won't have bread. Win-win.
Yeah.
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 I can't say shit. I'm fucking... I'm busting out of this double X.
I was just playing with your
My what?
My
what? Do that again.
your little
Undercarriage.
pooch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I found Josh's sensitive spot. He's like, no.
Push my belly. And I went, hee!
I did not push your belly. I went underneath and went,
Yeah.
and you were like, no.
Yeah, I carried all in the front.
You didn't like that gentle drop you gave him.
No.
Yeah.
Made my belly feel weird.
All right, Chanel, let's get right to the
All right,
steak.
Will.
Let's get right to the steak.
Holy. Real quick. No appetizer.
So what does Pride Month mean to you?
Pride Month.
Yes. Did we decide on which mic?
I have them both turned on.
Which one? Which one do I sound better in?
You turned them both on.
Was it this
Look at
one?
you.
Here's this one.
Just lean into one of them.
I
That's
just
all.
can't get over how gorgeous you look with your glasses and all your stuff. You look good.
Thanks. You know, coming off of work.
I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm just really happy to see you.
Super last, I don't know, identifier I've been told I was like a lipstick lesbian. So I was like, you know what? Put a little color on.
There you go.
Yeah.
So is that the tribes? I was told the gay men they're grouped by who their diva is. So you're right, right. And my good friend who told me that he was a Tim Curry was his diva, and I'm for it. I'm for it.
Tim Curry is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's around where the pansexual awakening came from. I was just like, wait a second. He looks fucking hot. Like when he was Dr. Frankenfurter, I was like, holy shit. And then his voice, I was like, oh my God, I like voices.
Such an auditory
I know.
fella.
I think I have a voice kink. Because when some people, when they hit that, like, I'm like, goddamn. Yep.
Keep him out of the churches.
Yep. Yeah. I just started to testify. So yeah, back to the question.
Oh, yeah. So what does pride mean to me?
Pride Month.
Pride Month?
Yes.
Absolutely, without a doubt, even when it comes to just being like an Indigenous person as well, it's always representation. You know, I know even like for myself, if I don't really get to see people who look like me, who have my identity, who, you know, I mean, awesomely, we have Reen Cook who's got that, but like, I can't be on the radio. This is like scary to me. I mean, unless it was Toastmasters, that's the only reason why I hit up anything where I could publicly speak and not like emotionally black out and not remember anything I say.
I mean, you did do awesome at my roast.
I know. I was really impressed with all the Chanel, you're gay jokes, and that was it.
I didn't say nothing, by the way.
About what?
It's too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the one line I got. I'm like, y'all are creative.
Wasn't
I love
that,
these creative names.
wasn't that
there.
Jake?
Jake.
Yeah. But it was just funny because he was in rehab. So
Yeah.
he had to send in a note.
Yeah.
And it was read by Munjabi. So he was like, Chanel, you're gay. It was like,
No shit.
Let me clutch my turquoise on that one.
it's like,
But yeah, it just, you know, it boils down to representation. Where is it? You know, we don't get to see a lot of people who have that intersectionality of it either. When it comes to like their culture, their race, who they are and all of that. But even then, looking at it when it comes to our culture, it's like, where do I stand in anything? You know, so trying to figure out where we're navigating all of that as well. So I can sit here and say, oh yeah, you know, like, Chanel, what can I see, yo? But like, I can't be like, yo, I'm gay as fuck. You know, so like, where do I get to find that line? And if it's not me looking for it, then it's me having to be it. So if I can't, you know, find who I can find as a role model, then I'm going to have to be that role model and start, you know, being that person in the community to be like, here's how I'm giving back. Here's how I'm representing. I may not be like everywhere, but I do I did have a really good opportunity with my old jobs, like with running coalition and all that other stuff, where I get to be on all of those social media aspects, where I get to say, yeah, this is where I am, here's who I am, and let me show you how this is a resource as well. This isn't something that's a negativity on me. It's something that builds me up and makes me be authentically myself. And I think learning all of that, you know, from when I came out to you compared to now, completely different human. So,
yeah. And it's great, you know, because, you know, the days of thinking that you had to buzz your hair and like wear flannel are like long gone, because it's like, no, we can be gay and we can be sexy. We can embrace our femininity or masculinity on different times of the fucking month if we want, you know. So it's just like, I love that.
So why'd you cut your hair then?
It's hot out.
You know why? Because I was doing the mohawk and shaving it every other day. I was like,
Because you were lazy then.
I'm like, I don't even shave my face. Like, what am I doing?
The answer is this is too much work.
So I decided to just buzz it, and I think we're going to go back to you.
Yeah. Just fucking gorilla.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's see if I'm getting some silver.
That's why I let my hair continue growing. I was like, nah, it's too much. Too much work to keep that.
Right on. Right on. So what were the college days like?
College days.
Yeah, because you went to college off the res.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I went to SUNY Potsdam. It was supportive. I enjoyed my friends while we were out there. You know, it was probably my favorite moment because that's when I was super coming out to myself. I even drew like this wonderful little comic, you know, in my adult life about how I came out to myself. It was all over me doing like a studio art project of drawing my own, like, I don't know what they call it, like your profile or whatever. So like I had to draw that and I was like, oh, this is so fun. Like, and then I was just like looking at a mirror constantly and going, this is, wow, I'm really facing myself in this mirror right now, you know? So I was just like, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself. This is how if I have to draw myself honestly, I'm going to have to start being myself honestly. So there was that freshman year, cut to me having to come out to my will, coming out to like my family, my friends. Some of it was very hesitant, but I loved it because I was like trying to make a game of it after a while where I was like, ooh, okay, this is going to be fun. How do I tell one of my friends? And at one point, like she was taking sign language. So I was like, how do you say this? How do you say that? And I was just like, I'm, which meant like, I fuck the scene girls kind of thing. So
that's the sign to see it again.
where it was like, so I was just like, I learned some kind of things for that to tell her. And then like my friend would be like, what did you just say to me? And I was like, did I say this right? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, kind of, I get it. So it was just like different avenues and like a little bit more creative and being like, here's how I can tell who I am. Because like, even as like high school life, very quiet. I was like so dissociated, so not talking to a lot of people. People would have never known that I have a voice kind of thing when I was in high school. But I hit college and I was like, let's go. Okay, I'm ready. Here's who I am. Yeah. But.
And it's very, like, of course, like you went into mental health. Like that's your career, that's your field. So how does it feel, being there for youth and people that are trying to find that themselves, because honestly, in the days that we all grew up, let's admit, it was hard. Yeah. It was tough, like even, having to hear shit from our own parents, like, we don't have to go there.
Which parent was calling you that name?
My mom. She knows, and she watches the show. I love you, and I forgive you. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were trailblazers then. I mean, I have tried to get one of them in here, but she likes to interview. She does not ever want to be interviewed because, like, I don't know. Maybe we're very tolerant here, but it took a minute.
Absolutely.
I think it just took like, I know tons of gay people, and it's fine. It's like.
I think
it's not the most exciting thing about them.
I think that's because there was a lot of undoing what was put on us from the church.
Yeah, so fucking church. Fuck the church.
I think having to undo a lot of that shame and being like, no.
Definitely the church. I mean, come on. We were even like doing godparent things with your oldest kids, and like the priest was saying stuff, Yeah,
I'm looking at you, Father Jerome. Not a fan. What the fuck,
Plus, what do you know? Your dude has never been around a girl. Fuck off. You don't know anything.
Well, we already know how the Filipinos feel about homosexuals. Look at Mr. Pacquiao.
And we know how the Catholics like boys, so.
Shame. You know how I feel about that? Go and watch 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. What a terrific monologue delivered by my lady. I love her. Frances McDormand.
Yeah, she's good.
Oh my God, she's definitely one of my favorite actors. Yeah. I fucking love her.
Yeah.
And she full on just like kicks a girl right in the vagina in that movie. It's like, did you throw that soda can? I didn't know. I fucking love that movie so much. You ever seen it?
No, I want to though. I wanted to.
So good.
That's what you're gonna watch tonight now.
I know, now that he's talking about a cunt.
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Frances McDormand is electric in it, and I fucking love her. She's amazing. Her and Allison Janney can just fucking play the hell out of bitches, and I love it.
Oh, Allison Janney so much.
Oh, yeah. She was amazing in I, Tonya, and just like, oh my God, you're so fucking cunty. I love it. Threw a knife at her own daughter. She was like, don't you fucking talk to me like that. Like, so as I was saying, the days that, we came up, and also, I can't even imagine, like, with people like my cousin Eddie, what they had to go through in their days, because he's about our parents' age, about that.
But I mean, like that's a big thing too. Major part of Pride is like how all the parades started. Yeah. And that's definitely like Stonewall. Having that representation and having all of those people who do identify and they're hiding themselves and like they're getting arrested just because they're being themselves. Like we have a lot of very minimal movies about it, like Milk. That's a great one to watch whenever you want to be like, okay, this is why this all came up, right?
Right.
But even then too, like, I want to say even when I was watching Mrs. America, you get to see all of that happening because we're talking about like reproductive rights and all this other stuff. But it's not just women's reproductive rights, it's about the men's reproductive rights. But it was never acknowledged in any of it, you know? But then there's also, oh, we have to have the very binary male, female identity in all of the households. So like, that's something that's like suppressing and it's heavy. And you're like, why am I in this? Even the people who were like really, really into those binary identities and what their roles were in the household, like it was too much for them too, where they're just like, oh, this is who I am. I don't even know if I like being this person, you know? So having that hetero lifestyle, not saying it's bad. I like you guys, you know?
And she goes lumping me in again.
Yes, but don't mean to be. But like a lot of those heterosexual relationships, you know, like that's where it gets... There's just that regular representation that becomes heteronormative. That's where everybody sees like, oh, this is normal. So if you're off of it, then, you know, those are the people where they're just like, okay, I may not be in a hetero relationship. That doesn't make me any less. That doesn't make me any different than where I am, you know? So like having to build up all of that. So back then, all these riots happened, and it's because they were sick of getting arrested for being who they were. And a part of that too was like, the rise of AIDS and HIV too. So like all of that. And there's like that, just because of that happening, it was always like, okay, well, the gay people are the ones that have it. So that's their gay disease kind
Well,
of
that's what the Christian right did at first. They'd ignored it for years.
Right.
Like suppressed that it was even a thing because it was only killing gay men for the most part. So.
And then
we hate Reagan. We hates them. They're bad.
And then it started killing more people of color, and they were like, still not worried.
No, I think when it got into the blood supply, that's when they started.
The questioning was there.
And I think while real doctors and epidemiologists want to stop stuff, like that's like their thing.
Right.
It's it's the politicians with the purse strings.
Now, June is not only Pride Month, but it's also Indigenous Peoples Month, is it not?
In Canada.
In Canada.
Okay, so do you feel like you also like feel double proud in a way?
Double proud. I'm always proud.
There you go.
No, like I know with some of my colleagues, you know, we like to say like just because Pride happens during June doesn't mean we're done being gay all year round.
Of course,
you know?
but you know,
just 1 month of debauchery.
Yeah. But no, like
just like the purge, but
well, then you don't know about the February party, baby.
But yeah, like we like to be proud all year round, you know. Also too, like in the stateside, Indigenous month is in November, so it's very like continuous. I also know in June, like it's Men's Health Month, so you know, being mindful of that and practicing that, you know, like just because I identify as a lesbian doesn't mean I'm hating men, you know, like I have really amazing men in my life. And even just this past week, I got to experience how incredible our family is, how incredible the men in our family are. Even like my friends that I keep in my life, I just, I'm always like astounded by all of those, everybody. So regardless of like how they're identifying themselves, you know, like just being a good person is really hard, but finding all those good people and surrounding yourself in them, like it's hard, but once you find them, it's like the most glorious feeling ever. So, you know, gotta give everybody their props where they're, you know, deserve it. So
right. I also feel that was probably another damaging representation in the media was like the man-hating, like lesbian or whatever, you know, because for the longest time, like they always made lesbians seem tough, like they're the ones that kind of like shoved their guy friends a little too hard, and it was supposed to be the punchline, like, oh yeah, she drives a truck, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, how's it feel that shit like that is on its way out? Like, you know, the American Pie days of that bro comedy that, you know, just kind of like still, you know, had those fucking cheap shots at.
I love that it's going out. You know, there's always, like even for me, I know I find myself struggling a little bit. Like this past week, I had to like drive a U-Haul, and a part of me was like, I should put lipstick on just to be like, okay, I'm a little bit more feminine in this section.
Right.
But even when I was working at the senior center and they had me drive the bus, like the senior center bus, I was like, I'm gonna put a dress on, because I was just like, I don't know how to.
A tool belt.
I want to balance this, yeah. But when I got to hang out with my homie in maintenance, I was like, freaking right, give me the tool belt, like I'm gonna climb the ladder, it's fine. But professionally in a little ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's nice to see that all go. It's nice to be like, yes, everybody's in their, I don't know, lack of a better term, they're in their juices and everything that they need to be. So, it's good to see where they're getting wittier in their comedy. It's better to see them getting wittier in how they're moving stories along and making the world seem like, ooh, okay, I can be myself. I don't care, like I'm good with this. I know who I am, and this is where I'm going to navigate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the way out are the cheap shots of the showing the gay guy, and for some reason they have to play YMCA.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, that's funny.
And it's always like flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are those people, but
Right.
more often than not, just whatever.
But also, most of the time too, whenever we get to see like those beautiful drag queens and kings and they're in their comedy, oh my lord. I am in it.
Sure.
I will gladly learn to crack a fan just to be like, yes,
I had just the time of my life when I went to the drag show that was here in Akwesasne a couple months ago. Oh my God. Watching them do their thing. I just had, I want to go to more. Absolutely. It was so much fun. It just makes me want to fucking party. I was just like, God damn, this is awesome,
This is how Will fell off the wagon.
It's not even that. Like, even just the environment of it is intoxicating. Just like, when bros, get drunk and hang out, sometimes it can go either violent or some of you motherfuckers cry. Like get depression.
Some of us get the dice out.
I'm never gonna find love, man. I'm never gonna find love. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like burlesque myself.
Burlesque is fantastic.
Isn't it fun?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of similar, I think. It's got a similar vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did that come about? Like, because honestly, they go hand in hand because burlesque is an old practice. Mm-hmm. But I think drag, like, kind of, like, almost, not really birthed it, but just kind of like, drag is kind of an offshoot of burlesque, is it not?
This is a great question, Will.
Mm-hmm.
For a historian.
Yeah. sounds like we got to Google.
Yeah, it's a Google.
No, but I swear we've had a guest on that told us that.
I don't know. I think at one time women weren't allowed to be actors. So
that sounds about right.
It might be
so
something
they had
like
younger.
Yeah.
The younger
Femi men.
Yeah.
And then in Japan, kabuki theater, it's all men.
Ah.
I think they just secretly wanted to dress up like that's what they wanted and couldn't. That's the outlet. I think artsy people tend to be more fluid in all ways, right?
More fluid.
I don't fluid.
A little more creative, creative in how they're presenting themselves, I guess.
A little more fluid in all the ways.
What do you mean?
Like gender fluid and sexually fluid, and if you're an artsy person, maybe you're more of an explorer. A little less locked into what everybody else tells you is right.
Yes, sir. I don't have to be the only one talking. I am in Johnny's seat. Maybe I should
you got to breathe harder.
Oh.
Maybe that's, there you go.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
He's busy changing a toilet ring, by the way. I don't know why he decided to do that today, but here we are.
Apparently the shit water pipe burst.
Yeah. Today was the day the wax ring broke down. You ever change out a wax ring?
Absolutely not.
It is. It's horrendous because it's very sticky and it's covered in shit. So you have to scrape out the old one before you put the new one on.
I mean, that sounds about right? You got to scrape out the old shit before
Yeah.
you put in the new one.
Yeah. It's a chore. It's a chore.
It is a chore. Matching Men's Health Month.
Yeah. Speaking of men's health. We're all Snipe Clan here.
Nuh-uh.
No, you're not a Snipe.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See? We're all a Snipe Clan here. Johnny's a Snipe as well.
Bunch of birds in this room.
Mm-hmm. 3 little birds perched on my doorstep.
So if I get up and leave, like, you guys won't be surprised. Like, I gotta go do something now.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing tonight? Well, I'm going to go put a roof on my house.
Yeah.
Something like that. Do you do those things too?
Okay, so I've been told I Roomba clean. I've been like reorganizing my house lately because I'm like trying to make room for like a bigger family. So I can like find one thing. I'm like, oh, this needs its house. And I'll end up in another room and I'll just start spot cleaning somewhere else. And then I end up like, oh, this thing needs to go somewhere else. And I'm just bouncing around. Mm-hmm. Eventually I'm like laying over like, I don't know, a threshold, and it's like, whatever, I'm on my cliff, let me be here, send out my warning signals, I'm tired, I need to go recharge, and then I end up bouncing to another room, back and forth everywhere. Nothing gets done, nothing is clean, it's just there. We shall see if that house gets done.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it?
And then I'll stop and rabbit hole down somewhere else.
Right. Did you ever begin the day cleaning, end of the day remodeling an entire room?
Yeah.
Like painting and shit?
Yeah. I end up like taking off and getting brushes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah, you see how the kitchen's nice and black in there? Mm-hmm. That started off with the upstairs room needing to be cleaned. That's how that black kitchen started life.
Sounds about right.
Do you have ADHD?
Probably. I'm noticing more and more about how that is very possible for me. Mm-hmm. Undiagnosed, though. So
Great, we're all neurodivergent as well.
Battle of the Tards.
It's almost as if like neurodivergent and indigenous go hand in hand. Must be the freaking industrial plants around here.
No way.
Maybe. Or we're looking at you, Kellogg's. God damn it!
Come on, starting your day with a big bowl of sugar. What could go wrong there?
I don't know. Where's this bullshit from Alex Jones? Now I was like, no, it's making all the Indians bipolar. It's like, maybe
the milk, it makes them shit, and it makes them destroys their focus.
We're gonna have to get you a bald cap so you can do a couple of Alex Jones videos, in that style. It's like, this just in, the cornbread is actually making the Indians fatter.
It's a conspiracy. The government gave them lard.
I don't know why I'm making you sound like Rip Torn. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I can't do Rip Torn.
Yeah. I'm the only impressionist here.
Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
But I'm not doing it. It's cheap.
it is.
Do the roar. Do the roar.
Right? Right? As soon as people are like, can you do this? And honestly, that's the shit that makes me cringe. Like, an impressionist, like, I hate that. Not as much as a singing comic, but an impressionist, like, he's like, yeah, this would be like if Owen Wilson, like, went to a laundromat. He was just like, wow, look at that washing machine. Just, wow. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Dude, you can make money at birthdays, I'm telling you.
I want to be like the worst impressionist. He's like, here's my impression of like Hitler on his birthday. Blow out the candles. 9. No. I'm not ready. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm doing impressions.
Just says he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
So you can hire Sugar Bear Sunday for your birthday. He'll do his impressions. He does Rip Torn, John Goodman. All the kids love him.
He'll even send you happy birthday messages.
He'll write them on his belly.
And dirty messages, too.
All in Jar Jar Binks' voice.
No, just in Jar Jar words, but I'll do it like sexy voice. Like
I want an
Misa
example.
gonna eat it from behind. Yep, for those of you that have a voice kink, call me.
Oh, I know I'm horny now.
I feel really weird. Oh.
It happens. It happens.
So what kind of events? I like the pride floats. Those are always my favorite.
Those are delightful. So the last thing I've seen, I know the safe zone. I'm not part of any of these committees anymore, which is I'm a little sad about. But it's my current job kind of keeps me a little bit out of the community. But oh my gosh, I wish I had that on me. But the last one we went to was Potsdam Pride, and that was like maybe 2 weekends ago. It was really cool. They had a lot of Akwesasne representation doing drag, so they did a really good job there.
Sorry.
Beginners, yeah. What?
Don't we have a gig in Potsdam coming up soon?
In August.
All right, sorry. Just when you said Potsdam, I'm like, oh shit.
And we're the
Tomorrow.
neurodivergent. Yeah. You're neurodivergent.
Sorry.
Neurodivergent, the new R word.
No. I take pride in that word. It's fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Potsdam, yeah, it was great. Cool.
What's that? With the flower toilets.
Yeah. I do have to say they were smart. They timed that with a farmer's market, and that farmer's market was amazing.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds like a great idea.
Oh, by the way, the Akwesasne Farmers Market, I did have red oak meat
Yep.
farm. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hot sausage. Delightful. Loved it. And I got a couple of the, steaks.
Steak.
Yeah,
Steak.
I had steaks.
Nice.
Good steaks.
Good steaks.
Not T-bone.
Ribeye.
Not
Ribeye?
sirloin. Ribeye. Thank you very much. Ribeye steaks. Nice fatty cut. I'm normally not a fan of like the fat that kind of bubbles, but it did. The bubble. Yes, again. We have all these inside jokes because we reference everything from Spice Road to Romeo and Michelle to fucking Beer Fest.
Gotcha.
Just it happens.
The long life we've lived
Yeah.
together.
Raised by the television.
Watching Brokeback Mountain.
It's a good story.
It is.
I watched it with Ali and Elias like when it first came out.
How did that go?
It was fine. It was surprisingly erotic. I was like, huh.
I like how he had 0 review. It was fine.
I farted one time instead of Blue Lagoon.
Oh, I did other things to Blue Lagoon.
There you go. She was a minor.
I was
sir.
a teenager as well, so it
There you
worked
go.
out fine.
Okay. Yeah.
It was fine at the time.
What they did to that poor girl is fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why does Hollywood keep doing that?
Because they're bad people.
Yeah.
They keep doing stuff like having minors like getting more risque, and it's like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing?
Funding wars.
Maybe. Was it you that shared something recently about like that's why they're having you donate like when you buy shit at the store? Like, do you want to round up so you can donate?
Oh, there's
to
a
the
tax
football?
thing. Yeah, because when they give the money, it cuts out of like their tax bill.
Ah,
It looks like they're donating the money, even though you're donating the money.
so you're helping. See.
So like when Taco Bell.
They make you feel bad for not donating to children's
Yeah.
education. You're like, no,
Yeah.
I don't care. They're
Yeah.
not getting smarter.
And I pulled out the window. They kind of looked at me funny, and I said, "Fuck them kids."
Sheesh. You've been hanging out with Johnny B too much, man. He gladly hits that red button. No. I at least have like a crisis. Like, I'm just like, I mean, it is 41 cents, but, like.
Not me. They did that at Twin Leaf. They were like kind of looking funny because we always come in here. We'd never give money. Just looking at me funny. And I said, "This is why you're a cashier."
Ooh. Ooh.
If
Yeah.
I have cash, though, I'm always like, I don't have pockets. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, fine, take it. I don't really care. But
Keep
give me
the
the
change.
Give me the solid dollars.
Yeah. Doesn't it sound like cool though to be like, keep the change? Yeah.
It's like 13 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, doesn't it feel like cool? Kind of like when you actually get to go like, check please.
Yeah.
Keep the change. Check please.
I'm a fan of Europe and its tipless society myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. The Asians too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not being racist either. Like, they come to America and it's culture shock. They're like, why the fuck are you leaving money on the table? And some other countries, that's actually like an insult.
Oh, really?
Because they're just like, what, you think I'm fucking poor? I need this fucking, fuck you. You know, I'm serious. They do. Go ahead. Go tip in China, Josh.
No, I'm gonna go to China and I'm gonna haggle over shit.
And then he's gonna tip them.
They are a communist country.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Onagi, bon voyage to my niece on her way to Japan. Best of luck to you and safe travels. And I love you. Uncle Will is proud of you. And yeah, bring me back some. Bring me back like a fucking little Buddha. Bring me a little Buddha. Bring me a little Buddha. Yeah.
I want to go to Japan. I watched all the little videos there on TikTok, like the food things, and
You don't want to go there.
living in like staying a week in Japan for like $1,000 or whatever it is. You ever see those? No.
But I love like their stores that they show off. Yeah.
Because they don't steal that much. Their stores are just like wide open.
I just want to watch like their young youth take off to go do errands.
Yeah, little kids.
So, yeah, I just want to watch them observe.
Oh, like the fucking Netflix show?
Make their executive decision. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy this, and then
It would be so easy to kidnap kids over there.
Have you ever seen?
do that.
Have you ever seen those shows
Which ones?
where they send like the fucking 3-year-old to the store?
Like free range kids?
Oh my god, it's fucking scary. It's on Netflix. I thought that's what you were talking about for a second.
No, in Japan, kids are trusted to do shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
made a show about it.
Oh, did they
It's
really?
like a reality show on Netflix. They're like, you go to the store
Called
and get
Other Countries Are Safe.
Yeah, and the fucking kid is going like 4 fucking miles to go get fucking soybeans and a goddamn fucking coconut water and to bring back to mommy while she's making soup.
We used to call that just being alive.
Hitting up LaRue's.
Yeah. Too bad the baby boomers were all like raised by serial killers and people suffering from lead poisoning, so they had to nerf everything. So we're all nuts about our kids over making things too safe. Then we bitch about them being weak.
Yeah, soft parenting really bites some of us in the ass. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I am kind of soft parenting with my younger kids, and they are still very active. And, you know, all my older kids are basically just like ennui from Inside Out 2. I'm just
I didn't see it yet.
At least do that outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you're laying down outside getting vitamin D because you all have a deficiency. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry about that.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
Back in my day, kids were gone from dusk till dawn
Jesus.
on their bikes. Kids these days, they're just on their video games all day.
Video games.
Back in your day, you had to help your parents with taxes, like how to file them.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had to do like construction.
I must have lived a different life. I used to do all of it.
I don't know. I started working when I was 13.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less.
You? Did you even like babysit and shit?
Will, how many times have we randomly shot a BB gun at ourselves while we were watching Jake?
That was you babysitting?
That was us babysitting, yeah.
You were terrible then. If we were just shooting a gun.
He was asleep.
Yeah, we definitely put holes in my parents' wall.
That's
Filled
fun.
it with toothpaste.
Nice.
Got away with it for years.
That was you babysitting? Really?
Yeah.
No shit. I'd never connected the dots.
I know. Sometimes you weren't there, so I would take Jake.
So you were paid to be there, not
I was paid to be there so Will wouldn't set the house on fire.
Well, you gotta remember, there's a 3-year difference.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't get to start babysitting. I think I babysat a few times. I wasn't a babysitter. I was always a worker. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another one of them heteronormative things. Yeah.
But
But-
I babysit.
Boys do this, girls do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I
Like,
mean-
you know, gender roles kind of thing.
I mean, gender roles aren't,
But,
they're not from nowhere.
right.
Like
But also, I was just real good with kids.
Yeah, you were.
Still.
Yeah.
Like when you punched my brother in the head.
I did not punch him in the head.
You sure did.
I mean, who hasn't
He
wanted
rolled into it.
He did.
Who hasn't wanted to punch your brother in the head at least once or twice?
I've never wanted to.
By the way, he was almost here. But when he heard who the guest was, he's like, fuck, I gotta clean her house. Never mind, I'll go home.
Yeah, he's working on my house.
He hasn't shown up.
I just got a bunch of flooring to handle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you do a good job?
We're building a bedroom in the basement. So.
Oh. I'm building a porch soon, so.
Ooh, I've done that. I built a porch.
An extra hand wouldn't hurt.
Why don't you guys just switch jobs? Like, you go do her floor, you build his porch, and we'll see which one gets done first.
Oh, the porch will.
Oh, yeah?
It's easier.
Yeah, it's way easier.
What are you saying? You're gonna get to her house and, like, dig around?
Ew.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
He's gonna be like, what's
I'm gonna look at all her toys. I'm gonna smell
Yeah.
them, one by one. You know, dig through the laundry. I'm a dude. That's what we do.
I don't have toys. You're probably just gonna end up playing Zelda or something.
That's what I meant. What did you think I meant?
That's it.
Get your mind out of the
All
gutter.
the toys I have in the house.
Yeah, your
My Switch.
D&D
Game
dice,
Boy.
your Switch, your PlayStation, your Xbox.
I don't have an Xbox.
Even back in the young, like, kid days, I don't really remember you having toys. Like, you had Legos
Yeah.
and you had games. Like, she was definitely the kid that, like, made swords out of sticks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And, like, she even had this one stick. I forgot what the fuck you named him.
I don't remember.
But you even, like, legit, like, was just like, don't you see his face? And I'm like, okay. And then I threw him in the woods. Him.
Mm-hmm.
She was upset. And then I found him an hour or so later. And I was just like, here you go.
Oh.
I like how he's talking so shamefully about my sword stick.
Yeah.
He had like this giant little log and he put screws all in it. I found it, by the way, recently. And I was like, oh, Will, this is
Yeah.
scary.
Well, we were like out there playing Warcraft.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we were characters. And that was like my club.
I see.
That was my thing. You know, I was like, oh.
So you basically built like a Walking Dead fucking.
I don't know,
bat
but
thing.
Patrick always made me like ugly shit. And I was like, why? It's like if we were like our characters in real life, I bet he always made himself like that handsome, elvish, Legolas looking motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
But he was like, I'm this, my clan is blah, blah, blah.
I always felt he was very like wizardy.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
With that
Yeah.
long flow.
He didn't have it at the time.
No, he had that mushroom cut.
He did. We all had the mushroom. Unfortunately, we all had the mushroom. Did you have a mushroom?
I didn't.
Must have been a 90s thing.
I had I had the '80s rat tail. Yeah,
You did too.
I did.
So
I had the shaved head right when I was like, you know, that spot where you're like 11 years old is right before you're gonna hit puberty, and some of the boys get a little chunky. My youngest son's going through this right now. You know, they get the little boy tits, and they. So if my uncle takes me to the barber to get my head shaved, I look like Pugsley.
Ah. Were you a little husky?
Yeah,
Were you?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when all the kids around here are fed food distribution. It happens.
I mean, I grew up in the age where Cookie Crisp was a healthy breakfast.
Oh, like when I actually had lard in it.
Yeah, Cookie Crisp.
that made me so sick. I tried it once.
I don't eat
I
shit
eat the
like
fucking box.
that. If I have a bowl of Lucky Charms now, it has to be like coconut milk or oat milk.
You shit
Oat
yourself.
milk makes me shit though. Like I'm just like, I'm like fuck. I would have been better off with milk. But milk, I balloon.
Yeah. Yeah, wheat.
I look like the fucking.
Another thing of keeping us down now.
No, I look like
Lactose
the.
intolerance.
Don't be telling Bing, Jesus Christ. Like, Bing, you fucking racist prick.
He's gonna tell you about Brazil nuts.
Oh, my God. I caught that guy one time at a store. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like, oh. He even said something on CQO once.
I caught him on the radio. One
Well,
time he said,
not the Brazil nuts, but he was talking like, I think it sounded like either you or Bucky. I'll be honest with you, I got to listen for a few minutes
it had to be
before I
Buck.
can
I don't do
differentiate.
talk shows over there, so it had to be Buck.
Well, anyway, he was talking to Bing, and Bing was like, every living creature has their natural weakness. Unfortunately, for native people, it's the thyroid. And he was just like, right. Like, that was Bucky. I was like, ooh.
That's Buck saying, I'm going to move along from that comment.
And yet they keep bringing that fuck back.
Because he pays the money.
He does. He had the money.
People like to go to that shop, even though you can buy the same shit online way cheaper.
I have been going online unless I'm really desperate and I want the shit that day.
Yeah, if you want it now, that's
the only time I go. Unfortunately, I get my sage from there. Too.
it's for your thyroid.
I get my sage
For
from
your
a white
thyroid.
man.
You can buy that shit online too.
Oh my god, this is breaking my heart. Where do you get your sage?
I don't know. It just appears in my house.
Bear's Den.
No, I never purchase sage at all.
No.
It's
Oh,
just
you work
there.
for mental health. That's right. You guys give that to people that got sober. Here's your smudge kit. Thank you. My fucking brother got an eagle feather before I did. I'm like, thanks. You know?
Do you want an eagle feather?
Yeah, you want one?
You coming?
I got a whole box.
What? I was like, oh my god.
I know where the eagles live too.
Yeah, and then next week I'm gonna be on the show. And fucking, this is Aboriginal Outlaws.
And you'll never take it off.
I'm just gonna
Just wear it to the
lean into
restaurant.
it, yeah.
Just tie it into his beard.
There you go.
I don't think it'll sit in your hair right now.
No,
Dude, you should grow your hair real long and braid it.
I'm fucking just gonna let it go, man. I'm gonna end up looking like
And your beard, braid them both.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like when Joaquin Phoenix quit acting.
Yeah.
You know, when he went on David Letterman.
Pretended he was homeless.
Yeah, he was just like, no, I don't want to act anymore.
That's fucking obnoxious.
It was.
It was so obnoxious. Jim Carrey was like that for a while too.
Oh.
Knock it off, dude.
Did you ever see that?
No.
When he did Man on the Moon, he like really went method for the Andy Kaufman shit. It's very stupid. It's on Netflix. Right
It's just asshole narcissism. Fuck you.
I don't know.
A method.
I can witness that right now.
Right.
You ever think you could take a crack at it?
At what?
Acting.
Acting? I mean, had a couple debuts in like background scene, but
There
that's
you go.
about it.
Yeah.
Could tell you
She did.
the timelines in that one.
There you go. Like she had a small role in that Roxanne White Bean movie where she ran by.
Yeah, that was me right there.
Yeah. And my brother was in it too. He's like getting shoved
Oh yeah.
because they were like Indians, you know, because it was the Oka crisis.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Acting.
Because you used to write, and you were an incredible writer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a plan. I have a whole plan for my autobiography already.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called If I'm Not Here. I based it off of a binder I left at the Boys and Girls Club. I used to work there.
Oh yeah.
Here's your plans for when I'm not here.
If I'm not here, here's how everything doesn't burn to the ground.
Yeah. Leave my tech center alone.
Did you ever work at the Boys and Girls Club?
No. I worked at it before it was the Boys and Girls Club. It used to be Skywalker Internet. But then our founder had to go to jail, so
Did
that
you
was that.
have a hand in naming it that?
I did not. I thought it was a kind of dumb name. It was like Ironworkers Skywalkers, not Jedi Skywalkers. It was the less cool Skywalkers. Yeah, this was back in the 90s.
Gotcha. Remember when they had the internet cafe, like right where that tax place is now?
Really? Have
Yeah,
one there?
they had one
Yeah,
there.
they did. We used to go there and watch like shit on newgrounds.com and rotten.com and shit like that. I'm talking 98, 99.
It used to be like a deli before that.
Was it?
Like a deli or like a grocery.
Yeah, back when it was like ugly ass looking silver aluminum.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, who the fuck thought that was a good look?
I don't know, but they amped that up. That place is very nice. New parking lot and everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shine that. Put some lipstick on that pig. Yeah. So, so you got anything coming up? You're gonna be traveling or what have you?
No, actually, I've just been like really focused on the house and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just moving forward with this relationship, which has been like my most favorite thing ever lately.
That's good.
Yeah. So I don't know, just kind of leading into that. We are looking at possibly, before Wicked comes out in theaters, and I don't know how I feel about that, but like just trying to hit up New York City and get a Broadway in at least.
My daughter, Gabby, she just went and saw Wicked on Broadway.
I know.
Yeah.
I read the book.
That's cute.
No, you didn't. You read The Wizard of Oz.
No, I read Wicked.
Like read it or audiobooked it?
I read it.
No, you read it when it first came out.
Yeah, this was back when I could read.
Now we can't read.
Yeah, I used to read, like, I'd read a book this thick in a night.
Yeah, I can't do that. It'll take me like...
Yeah.
When I hear something fucking stupid, yesterday, my mother gave me a thing of pictures, and I was looking at one, and I found myself trying to zoom in. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot these are pictures.
Let me get my magnifying.
I'm like, who's that? I'm like, it's fucking paper.
Yeah.
Film.
The screen sucks.
Oh,
That's
my
proving
God.
that's proving how much better our phones are.
Sometimes I see those memes that are just like, real ones know what this says. Because it shows when you were texting, when you had to be like 5 JKL.
Yeah.
And I had to use the numbers. Mm-hmm. And they're like 66655 and I'm like, never mind. I don't know what the fuck it says.
No, I'm at the age where I get a meme and I have to click on it and zoom because I can't fucking read the text.
You have a tiny phone too, huh?
No, it's not that tiny. Is that tiny? I got a Pixel.
Oh, he said it's not that tiny.
No, it's just the right size.
Yeah. You have iPhone though, right?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that piece of shit he's got.
Look at these guys stuck in fascist Mac land.
Mm-hmm. It's the only thing I have though that's like that. Everything else I use is all Google.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know all your apps on your
Yeah.
iPhone. I like Google because it spies on me the most.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. You think you're cool because you use Bing?
I don't use
You
Bing.
fucking nerd.
I use DuckDuckGo.
He uses Safari.
Yeah.
I do
uses all
too.
that.
Like from looking at porn. It's like I don't want to click and get a bug.
I'm using the Onion browser.
Sorry, we're not still on CompuServe, Josh. Holy shit!
Those were the
Okay.
days. Those were halcyon days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you would hear that sound and just get excited. Ooh, I'm about to surf the World Wide Web.
Yeah. He had the blue hair just like Matthew Lillard.
I did.
He was the guy that was just like going to the phone booth like, I'm in.
If I didn't live here, I would be that guy.
Is it that Uncle Susney held you back?
If I didn't, no, think about it. If I didn't live in the country,
Oh,
I'd be that guy.
Said, oh.
if I
Yeah,
didn't live in a country,
yeah. If I lived in like the city, I'd be that guy.
that's the fucking. Oh, you mean like country as in rural?
Rural.
I
Yeah,
thought you meant the country. I'm like, the fuck?
yeah. If I lived in Korea, I would totally.
Holy fuck you, man.
It's like Canada's right there. It's not that far.
I'm being held back because I'm American.
Because of America, fucking America.
If only I was Japanese.
It'd be better because everything they do is better.
Oh,
Their
man.
food is better.
So, I recently sent you that awesome meme about LGBT. So, it stands for Let's Get Down to Business. So, what exactly was like your gay awakening?
My gay awakening.
Were you just
Such
like-
a good question.
You're like, God damn, I think I like girls. Because you definitely went through a Spice World phase.
Yeah, surprisingly not attracted to any of them.
Okay, was it Romeo and Michelle? When they were like, oh man, sometimes I wish I was a lesbian. You want to try having sex sometime?
Was it Buffy? Not Buffy. Was it Alison Hannigan?
No.
Was
I
there
know.
anything with Alan Cumming in it?
No. Surprisingly, wait.
So X-Men?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
His movie where he's with Minnie Driver in Circle of Friends.
I remember that one.
Doga.
Yeah,
Beyond me.
It was Mini Driver, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Got to think big heads, huh?
I don't know. I think it was the nose, nose and curly hair.
Yeah, I can see that. You didn't find that voice kind of like
shut the fuck up. Don't say a word ever.
When she was younger, she had a way better voice. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, surprisingly, I don't know. I'm surprised it wasn't like one of the X-Men or something, but since I was like super obsessed with cartoons.
You did have a thing for Rogue. Like, that was your gal. That was
wanted-
your sassy Southern gal.
Yeah, like I wanted to be more her, but
Yeah.
not be with her.
Are you upset they took away her ass?
Oh, in the new cartoon?
Yeah.
I'm on only the second episode. Lost it. I was watching it this morning, and I was like, store.
I haven't checked it out yet.
I haven't yet
I
either.
watched all the old episodes, though.
I know you did.
That last season, rough. I enjoyed the fact that the first episode was Apocalypse going through like an existential crisis, but everything else, I was like, these are so bad. I don't know. Other than that, I guess more adult. When I decided to tell my mom was when she was watching Grey's Anatomy, and like Sada Ramirez was on there as Callie, and I was like, "What is this? Are you watching?" Sat and watched her for that.
You know what's funny? A lot of people do say her. You know, what do you think of how she looks now in this Sex and the City reboot?
I like how
she chopped her hair off.
I'm fine with how she looks.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of her character though.
Character is lame.
I wanted more. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know who the fuck is writing her jokes, but I'm like,
Those were horrendous.
it was cringe. I'm like, I do not hear anyone at the clubs making these fucking jokes. You know. You know. So it was her.
Sure, let's go with both of them.
And you definitely did have a thing for the chicks from Glee, especially Naya Rivera.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are
Just calling me
younger
out.
than me.
R.I.P.
I would have said the Craft.
Hot.
What I would have said the Craft. No, Fruza Balk doesn't do it. God, she's fucking does it for me.
What was your gay awakening?
Brandon Lee and the Crow. I mean, I just wanted to be that, but I wanted to, date the Craft girls, like all of them, and just like do weird shit with them.
Were you goth?
Not really. Just the Crow outfit looks awesome. Come on, who doesn't want to fucking wear that?
He is hot. In that
Who
movie.
can pull it off?
He
Not
is
many.
very hot in that movie.
Not many can pull that off without looking like a complete dork.
So you're saying if one day I look like that, you'd be like, "What the fuck you doing?"
Why you dressed up like a fat clown?
Whoa! Whoa! He's like, wait, that guy from Spawn? You clown from Spawn? Fuck you.
Who are you supposed to be, John Wayne Gacy?
Oh my god, you son of a bitch.
Where's your ice cream truck, bud?
I'll remember these words. I'll remember these words.
He's gonna go order Ozempic right now.
Ozempic? I don't know about that. Any parting thoughts?
Parting thoughts.
Yeah, we should ask more Pride stuff.
Yeah.
What is it like now? Like, it seems like it went from a place, I don't know, growing up. I didn't think anything about it really, but, other than the stupid jokes kids make.
Right.
And then, the pioneers I think about are like Reen. Like, I think that's the first person I was aware of. And, people make jokes, and then you think about it later, it's like, who fucking cares? I'm like,
I mean, so like, I guess while I was moving in my more professional setting, right, I had to come out to some people. So like telling, like when I was in JOM and telling my other tutor, like I was like, all right, I got to talk to you. Just to let you know, she literally thought I was going to tell her I had like brain cancer or something and I was dying. I was like, no, I'm gay, but I'm letting you know that this is where this, my conversation is with this. And she's just like, oh my God, I'm good with this. We're good. We're homies. And we ended up like, she lived with me for a summer, but in a very, very we're homies kind of way. So like very platonic way. But like, so there's that, right? So like having to come out professionally, I want to say 10, 15 years ago, that was still like kind of hesitancy, right? Boys and Girls Club, when I worked there and I had to tell some of my people, like, it was like kind of iffy. And I was like, okay, I don't really know like where this is going. Like, if I say this, like, what's going to happen? And, you know, I think in that moment too, like, they got to reflect a little bit and be like, oh my God, what have I been saying for them to be this hesitant in saying something like that? You know, so moving along in those senses is like, oh, this is what I have to do. But now where I'm working and what I do, like, we're very celebratory, you know, like, we're working to make sure like our youth who have like fantastic vocabulary and like are just very into who they are and being able to live their life like non-binary, you know, like being able to just be very gender fluid, sexually fluid, however they want to identify themselves. And it's really great to see them do that. But also I would love to see them be a little bit more conscientious of like how the history of it all happened. But other than that, like, I'm just seeing the way that everybody is moving now is a little bit better and safer. Even like I see some of our dudas like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, I recently reconnected with some of my family on my dad's side, and having to come out to them, you know, was a little scary, but they were just like, you know what, that's cool. How did I not think of maybe potentially that's who I am, you know? But like, whatever, this is cool. Tell me more about how you're, you know, how this is all going for you.
Yeah.
So changing minds, man, that's all people are doing.
But yeah, it's a thing that I mean, I think our community is pretty tolerant and like groovy.
Yeah.
And probably getting groovier, especially having traveled around compared to some other communities.
Yeah.
I mean, we can also be pretty kids in our community can be pretty direct.
Yes.
With what they think.
Yes, they can be, but I don't know.
Which is fine.
Too. Yeah, it's fine. But they just got to be more mindful about who their audience is, I guess, in some points. But, I don't know. I find it more open. Conversations are better. And, you know, that's just also me coming from talking about suicide prevention with our dudas, or talking about, you know, what addiction is for some people, their own behavioral health. So, like, being able to have all those conversations and be like, here's how some people are, and just because they're dealing with their own sexual identity or their romantic identity, it doesn't make them any less. You know, they just seem to be taking more steps forward and more steps up, and I have no other way for them to see how like great they are. Is just like, oh, look at, you know, we got all these people in our community who are in social media, who are doing media projects. They're up there, they're doing great things. We got people in like our own elected councils, you know, and they're doing great things. And they all not all of them, but the ones that do identify, you know, like, it's really cool to see everybody just being like, no, this is who I am, here's where I am, and this doesn't make me any less. In fact, it makes me be able to see and bring in the world a little bit better, I guess.
That is so inspiring.
Thanks.
I'm so inspired.
Well, I mean, it's a long, hard road, though, because you're talking about 20 years ago is about when you came out. And, you know, that was a time when you really risked, like, losing, like, a friend, or, like, you know, how a loved one even saw you. And that was just 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, like, when I was experimenting, it was still bad. People were talking shit, spreading rumors. So where kids like my children's age now, I'm so fucking, I back you up on that. I'm so fucking happy that it is where it is now, because, you know.
I mean, I could bounce off that one. Even like when I came out to my mom, it was rough. You know, I still lived with her at the time. This was after college. And, you know, we didn't really talk. We didn't talk for like a proper year or so. And even when I was dating, did not want to acknowledge who I was dating. So like that was rough in that sense too. So me building up into all of that. But now, like when Will's kids were like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, whatever. And I tell my mom, and she's like, oh my God, that's great. I can't wait, blah, blah, blah. Like all excited to be like, all right, cool. I'm in. Let's go for it, you know? And like even how she is now with like my current partner and my ex, like she's been great. So like watching her even just evolve from who she thought I was as a straight Chanel, grieving that, you know, I had to handle that. I had to be able to sit there and let her grieve who I was to her, but showing her and how I kept showing up into different roles, I guess, in the community and who I was and how I was with the rest of the family. Like, it just proved like, you know, there is potential for change. There is potential for all of that. And then how she is now is just like, all right, here's my mom being like, all right, cool, when you guys getting married? And I'm like, what? Okay. You know, like it's really impressive to see someone grow in such a short time. But especially when they were also younger, being riddled with all of that negativity about that kind of identity.
Yeah.
So it's really, really amazing to see all that happen. You know, even seeing your own mom that way. Like when she talks to me, I know it's hard sometimes for you, but I know even when she's talking to me, like,
no, she's
biggest accepting household I could have walked
definitely
into.
had a lot of growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Long gone are the days of the invisible boy or invisible girl for being who they are, you know. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
So where do you think that all came from? Is that just through like the repression of sexuality and of
It all came from
women
shame.
and shame?
It came from shame.
Yeah.
So much.
And abuse, you know,
Absolutely.
probably every generation has been abused.
Abuse and
Yeah.
violence, you know, because if you think about it, a lot of this pride stuff and, you know, fighting for representation in the media and stuff, it all came from a place of violence, and it got stigmatized even harder with the arrival of AIDS and stuff, and it just, you know, just long, hard fucking road, crazy, you know, just wow.
Things to ponder, definitely.
We'll have an existential thought
It's
moment.
happening. It's like I'm watching Apocalypse all over again.
No, it's just I'm thinking like, you know, like
He just sprouted a rainbow flag. It's emerging
I'm just, you know,
like wings.
I'm glad, you know, our children are having an easy time. I just wish that you got to have one too, you know, and easier.
Is it easier, or they just have different problems? Because all these kids seem to be anxious as all fuck,
Actually-
and they pathologize every goddamn thing they think.
Let me piggyback out there.
You
Do you think 20 years ago it would have been easier if you had as much social media to deal with as kids do now?
Absolutely not. I am so happy I did not have social media back then.
Right.
I mean, granted, I was very, very like tech heavy kind of person. You know, moved from modem dial-ups to fast speed, but like, I'm just so happy I didn't have to have that and have to think about it. You know, like people's gossiping is quick, is if not just as quick, but you know, there's no pictures. there's no like, let me screenshot and be like, see, this is what they said.
Oh god, they all do
so
that.
there's,
The
like,
kids all
there's
fucking do that
There's
shit.
like permanent proof in all of that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they're so fucked.
It's like, you don't have to sleuth everything. Just bring it back a little bit.
Did you ever hear ignorance is bliss?
Right. Absolutely. But yeah. But even then, I don't know. I guess now, because of all the information's out there, it's a little bit easier for them to figure out some things. And even if they don't know how to comprehend it so much right now, at least they have some kind of knowledge that goes to it. And hopefully they have, you know, the right adults or parents or whoever's in their lives, teachers, whoever their resource people are, to have that conversation with them, you know? As much as my mom was always someone who was like when I came out, was like, she always made sure she said, if you cannot talk about it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. So that was always my thing too, you know? Even with like the kids I worked with, I would say that, and they're like, oh, maybe I should talk about this a little bit more. So like getting them to learn to, I guess, process it and think a little bit bigger. To go, okay, you're right. Maybe I should have thought about this a little bit more. You know, it helps out in that sense. But information, man, that fine line of everything.
I got
You
nothing.
got no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're all high-minded here, so I got nothing that I'm going to say out loud.
High-minded. High?
I don't know what that means.
I'm just being
Nasty.
silly. I'm headlining LOL Comedy next week.
Yeah.
I'll also be at Yuck Yucks the 26th if you're in Ottawa.
I won't be, but I'll probably be at the LOL thing.
I'd
At
appreciate
the
it.
Wing House
Yeah, at the Wing House.
Yay.
Wing House in Cornwall.
next week.
Next week, the 27th,
Yeah.
next Thursday. Check it out if you're
Not
in
this Thursday.
the next one. The next one.
There you go.
So this will have dropped.
That day.
No, this will drop Thursday this week, probably.
It'll drop the week.
Maybe Friday, whatever.
Ooh.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the Aboriginal Outlaws podcast. I'm the Sugar Bear.
I'm Joshua.
Our guest today
I was
was.
saying I'm Johnny B, but
Yeah.
Go for it.
no, I already did it.
for
It was lame. I couldn't.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Try to
wait,
get-
what?
He said Johnny B.
Earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think our snipes kicked in.
Yeah. Snipe clan. Are we the best clan? I mean, we certainly
Everywhere. We're
do the most
everywhere.
shit, right?
I don't know, man. Ask your friend.
Yeah. Which one?
Nothing. Off air.
Oh.
It's off air comment.
I don't know what we're talking about now.
Chanel
Oh, I
Cook.
forgot. Yeah.
Chanel
All
Cook.
right.
Everybody. Friends and enemies. Thank you for tuning in.
Go
Nice,
ahead.
nice.